It's called NotebookLM.
But it's a place where you could take your systems and processes and put them in and have your own internal AI.
It's only referencing information from the episode, and it will tell me exactly where it was. It's showing me exactly where it got the information from. It can create infographics, make a slide deck. I can basically just talk to my podcast episodes.
It is blowing me away. It has changed my life.
Expert advice, practical tips, real-life stories. Have less stress, more time, and more money in your business. Welcome to the Cash Flow Contractor.
Martin,
Hey, Khalil.
we got a fun one. We're doing another AI demonstration. We got good feedback on our last one. Using Claude, people seeing, oh, wow, I had no idea you could do some of those things.
Yeah.
Different tool today. I think that it could be we'll probably think through some of the ways that contractors can use this, but it's called NotebookLM. I've talked to you about it. What do you know about NotebookLM?
I'm a user. So
okay. How are you using it?
Pretty easy. Well, I'm not vigorously using it right now, but it's a place. I've always wanted a place where you could take your systems and processes
Okay.
and put them in and have your own internal AI so that somebody could search PTO for paid time off.
Yep.
And maybe PTO is never in there. It's in the AI or in the processes as vacation time. Or they can type vacation time and it will know it's PTO and they don't have to know what page. They can go ask their question and they'll look at it. Tried to do that with chat earlier, and the problem was that you could upload all those documents. As soon as your conversation was through, chat dumped
See you
them.
later.
Yeah, I think they're better now, but still, if you're out there in chat and you ask a question, even though you tell it to only refer to your documents, it'll go out to the internet.
Yeah.
Find something that it thinks is really cool and throw that in.
Exactly.
And you're going, what? So anyway, it didn't work. NotebookLM does. And we don't have it running like my wife's business at this point, but we've got it in there and we're trending that way.
Yeah.
So that's one way to use it. Kind of make your own AI specific, like Copilot, I think is the one that Microsoft has, but I think it's a lot more convoluted from what I hear. But
if you're on Microsoft, Copilot is, in my opinion, not worth it. It's a watered down version of ChatGPT.
okay.
It's nice that it's
But it's
inside of your
supposed to
organization.
be. Yeah,
if
it's
you've got
supposed to be
lots of
inside your
people that need to be using AI and you need security and you want to have a single way of managing employees and you're already managing them inside of Microsoft, sure. But for most of our listeners, I don't think that's the case. In fact, I would hope as a small business, most of our customers would be on Google. Not that it's, Microsoft's bad, but I think that Google offers you a lot more as a small business owner, in my opinion.
I agree with you on that, but I do know that certain companies, and depending on what ERPs they're running and stuff, they always go, no, we got to be Microsoft.
Yeah,
go,
for sure. Yeah, there's
but
reasons. So let's jump into NotebookLM. You're absolutely right. It's a closed language model, right? Is what you would refer to it as.
Hey,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if other people are interested, but I'm always on GPT, chat, large language module. What the hell are they talking about? Well, having looked that up, GPT is a generative, meaning it creates the answer, it doesn't find the answer like Google does.
Right.
Transformative, PP. Dadgummit, I should have looked at it. What's P?
Predictive.
Predictive, yeah. That's why I think it's so funny, people correcting their errors in spelling and in their prompts, because it knows before you
It knows well
typed
before
it what
you.
the next, what you're trying to say. And then the last thing is that transformative, which is some technical thing that I don't understand.
Yeah.
But large language models, because they're chained on words, data in words, there are models that are trained on statistics, and they don't speak the language. So anyway, I don't know if that's worthwhile, but generative is a really cool one. How absolutely different they are than just go and look up the closest quote to what you typed in.
Right.
So anyway.
Okay, so NotebookLM is essentially, it's closed. It's only going to feed off of the sources that you provide it. Now, it does have a general intelligence, right? So it's smart enough to recognize the patterns, all that kind of stuff, but it's only it's only generating off of your sources that you provided. So let's go ahead and take a look. So if you're in Google, you go to the top right, the Google Apps, the 9 dots, whatever you want to call it, and you just keep scrolling down all the way until you see this black and white icon that I don't know what the logo is. It kind of looks like an elephant to me, but also looks like a rainbow. I don't know. You click on it, and this is NotebookLM. So I've already got a bunch of notebooks inside of here for a variety of different things that we use them for. But we're going to go ahead and create a new one. And I thought we could do one for, we could do a few examples, but we can do one on the cash flow contractor to start. So, Martin, is there an episode that you really love from the cash flow contractor?
Yeah. Scott Stone in financing accounts receivable.
Okay, so you love the Scott Stone episode. Let's just put in the YouTube video into here of the episode with Scott Stone. So it's going to be doing some research on that. All right. So we found the YouTube video of Scott Stone, episode 152 of the cash flow contractor. We've added that in here. It is now got it inside of here, right? So what do we do with that? Well, we can query it, right? I can just say, what does Scott Stone do? And it'll tell me exactly what he does based on the source, okay? He's an expert who works in the business of receivables insurance, also referred to as trade credit insurance. He helps companies insure their accounts receivable. He works for Allianz Trade. It goes through his benefits, all that kind of stuff. And then it gives me some other things here.
Some other choices.
What is the minimum premium? So I'll just click on that and it gives it. The minimum premium for receivables insurance is $10,000.
$10,000.
There you go.
What are the advantages of insurance?
Yeah, so what are the advantages?
Why would I do that?
Receivables insurance for a small business contractor. Okay, so you can see that we're just talking with it and it's only referencing information from the episode. And it will tell me exactly where it was. Like I can hover over it, show me exactly where it got the information from it.
Right.
Right. So, really valuable, really interesting. Okay, Khalil, cool. I can basically just talk to my podcast episodes. Great. What else can it do? Well, they've got this new thing where it can create infographics, right? So what do you want the you love this episode. If you could provide, hey, I want a really cool graphic about this episode, specifically about what would it be? What do you want to be on there?
About their credit bureau, their credit, their ability to check credit for your customers. That's part of what you get if you buy insurance from them.
Okay, so I'm just going to say the advantages. Please make a infographic on the advantages of receivables insurance to small business owners. If you will use a navy blue and cat yellow theme throughout the infographic. Okay, so there we go. Let's go ahead and generate it. Great. Now we can go in and let's say we want to make a slide deck. Okay, what do you want the slide deck to say? What do you want it to be?
Yeah, I want it to describe what accounts receivable insurance is, what it costs, and what the benefits are beyond just insurance.
Okay.
So you just explain the whole
process.
Create
a deck for small business contractors to educate them on what accounts receivable insurance is and what the advantages are outside of just accounts receivable. Okay, so we will generate. All right, now I can also do a variety of other things. So there's like reports. Okay, so we can have a different format of whatever it is, but let's just say that we wanted to do a strategic memo, right?
Right.
So Draft a memo outlining the strategic advantages of using receivables and insurance to improve relationship with finance institutions. Focus on how this insurance acts as a credit enhancement, potentially increasing. The tone should be persuasive towards convincing a management team. So convincing a business partner for our, let's say we do, what's a commercial company commercial contractor you want to choose? You tell me.
Commercial contractor. You mean an actual company?
Okay, for our, what'd you say, for a commercial general contracting business? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and generate that. So now we're generating all these things in the studio. There's a bunch of other stuff. We can make a video. So let's do a short video. Let's say that we want it to be this retro print theme, and we want it to be brief and
explain the advantages and the cost.
Explain advantages and costs of receivables insurance. Okay. Generate. So now it's going to go ahead and make an explainer video for us. So let's go ahead and see what it generated for the infographic.
So can I just jump in real quick?
Well, you're about to.
Well, it kind of went away when we get back.
Okay. So again, I don't love the design here, but let's just look at what it did. Unlock growth and secure cash flow. The Small Business Owner's Guide to Receivables Insurance. Protect your business foundation. 40% of business assets are at risk. Okay. Get paid no matter what. Covers customer non-payment, slow pay, and insolvency, paying up to 90% of the loss. Insurance must be bought when you don't need it because you can't buy it once the risk is high.
Right.
Safely say yes to bigger sales. It's a big one. Unlock better bank financing.
Right.
Access to an expert credit team. Right? Those are pretty big
deals.
This
is just an infographic.
Just an infographic.
Okay.
So pretty interesting. Let's see what else we can do here. We can go in and we can make a mind map of the episode that's going to help us connect topics and put it into like a really cool visual that is easy for us to understand. So let's go ahead and look at our mind map. Can you see that okay, Martin?
Yep.
A little too small?
I can't read it, but I can see it. But that's common affliction.
Okay. So we have receivables insurance, we have the significance, the product, the perils of non-payment events, pricing and policy details, right? It's all here. But if I want to break down, which one do you want to break down?
Covered perils.
Okay. So then we have slow pay and insolvency. On slow pay.
That's slow pay.
You file a claim when tired of chasing debt. Insurer attempts collection for 60 days. Internal collections arm used. Claim settlement follows if uncollected. Right? Insolvency, all these other things. Right? So it's just pretty interesting to see all the different things that you can do inside of here and have a mind map. But once you like something, so let's say that we're really interested in the no collection attempt. Okay? Or I actually don't want to do the insolvency one. Let's do the slow pay. Let's do the claim settlement follows if uncollected. Discuss what these sources say about claim settlement follows if uncollected in the larger context of slow pay, no pay. And so then it gives it, or exactly to me from the transcript, right? And it educates me on that. So we talked about 60-day collection effort, claim settlement follows, payout amount.
Yeah, just kind of where I was going before we looked at that infographic was we clicked on NotebookLM. We got the screen that we're looking at. Mm-hmm. And on the left column, you put documents or information that is going to be the subject of AI targeting, right?
Yep.
In the middle, at the bottom, you can do a freehand query. Mm-hmm. What the heck is important? What should I know about this? You can say that.
Ask any question you want.
Ask any question. You get the response that you're looking at above it there.
Yep.
And then on the right, the tiles up at the top, because I've done some of those, you can make videos, you can make a podcast, the mind maps, all these things. It will go and make those things, one of which we've seen, or two of which we've seen, infographic and mind map, and all relates to what you put in the left column.
Correct.
All of this becomes a notebook.
Correct. You can have as many notebooks as you want. Again, I should have said this. So it's a part of the Google products. I believe there's a free version, but if you are a Google Workspace paying user for your business and your company, and you are on the business standard license, which is the second tier, it's not the first one where it's $6-7 a month per user, but it's like $13-14 a month per user, then you have access to the pro version of this included with your account. So you're getting all your benefits of, honestly, if you are on Google Workspace and you're on the lowest tier, it is 100% worth paying double the price to $13-14 a month for what you get. It's like 2 terabytes per user of storage in Google Drive. You can record every single Google Meet, get transcripts from those Google Meets. You have some great Gemini features inside of your Gmail account. You have NotebookLM. So there's a lot of things. But yes, you're correct. Left column sources, that's what you want to reference. Right. Middle column chat, have conversations. Right column studio.
We could name this one Accounts Receivable Insurance.
We could.
And then it would sit up there. You would see it as a choice if you wanted to review it again. We could have 20, well, you can have however many, on processes for loading the truck, right? Or how to request time off. Or you can put all that stuff in one big old notebook and search one big old thing.
Yeah, but absolutely.
Anyway, it's unbelievable.
Well, so I want to, I don't know if those things are sitting there saying like, okay, this is kind of gimmicky. It's like that's one problem I have with AI is that a lot of people see it and they see, wow, that's really crazy what it can do, but how is that actually solving my problems?
Right.
You know, because this doesn't necessarily solve your problems, but Martin, you're an avid reader. A lot of our listeners maybe do the Audible account and listen to books. Maybe they do have time to sit down and read a book every morning. If you don't, and you're someone that wants to read a book, like, man, I've had that on my reading list for a long time, and I don't have the time. You know, there are certain books like that, especially ones that are more nonfiction in nature and very specific, right? Are really reference material.
Reference books, yeah.
Right? That's where you can find so much value, right? You can generate an audio podcast that is very listenable, and I've done this, where it is applying a concept from a book to the exact situation that you want, right?
Right.
So I just did this with The Goal, right, by Goldratt, where he talks about theory of constraints.
Well, let me grab you real quick. Did you get the whole book uploaded?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I want to make sure I've done that in chat. Haven't done my whole book, but you can just upload the book and say, give me the 5 key points.
You can do that, yes. You can sit there and chat with it, just give the 5 key points. But I think what's more valuable than that, I took The Goal, theory of constraints, and I said, hey, please, I'm trying to understand how we can implement AI into the theory of constraints for small businesses that are not manufacturing business, but that are construction.
Right.
How would Goldratt do that? And how would he see AI as a tool to leverage 100%? And so now it's not just, hey, what does the book say? It's what would be the takeaways that I would actually get from the book, and then put it into an audio format that I can listen to while I'm driving. Right? And so it's extremely valuable. So let's look. It's finished a couple things that I want to look at. Okay, so let's read our memo. Okay, and it's a little too long for me, but that's okay. We'll just start it. To business partner from me, proposal to implement receivables insurance to strengthen our financial position and unlock favorable lending terms. This memo outlines a critical time-sensitive proposal to address a significant structural vulnerability on our balance sheet, our uninsured accounts receivable. In the current economic climate, proactively managing risk is paramount to our success. This initiative represents a prudent and powerful step towards securing our financial future. So I don't love this because it's not how I would actually talk.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is from a guy who wanted to use it. What I do in chat and in Claude is I go, give me that same memo with half the words.
Exactly.
Can you do that here? Do you have to copy it over to the left column?
So you can, and we can change
Maybe that's too much detail.
No. So what I would do is I would go ahead and copy this prompt that we had previously. I'd go back to the studio. I'd go back to the memo function. So under reports, I would go to strategic memo, and then I would change this prompt, right? Draft a casual memo, outline strategic advantages of using
fewer than 300. Well, 300 words a lot for me. Fewer than 200 words.
To be sent via email. The memo must be less than 500 words. What do you say?
500 is killer, man. 200.
200 words.
That's a lot. That's a page in a book.
Okay. So it's going to go ahead and generate that. It's got some other things. So let's go ahead and look at our deck. More than a safety net, the Strategic Contractor's Guide to Accounts Receivable Insurance. What is the single largest uninsured asset in your business? You insure your trucks, your tools, and your buildings, but what about your customers' promises to pay?
That's a great graphic.
For the average U.S. business, 40% of all assets are in accounts receivable. For many contractors, this massive asset is completely exposed to the risk of customer non-payment.
Yep.
Right? Really good, right?
Yeah.
You probably think AR insurance is just for when a client goes bankrupt, and you're not wrong. At its core, accounts receivable insurance is a shield that protects your cash flow from non-payment. It covers two primary events: insolvency, protracted default. Okay? How the shield works, really good. Invoice sent, customer doesn't pay, claim filed, 90% payout received, right? You also get the rest of the 10% if they do pay. That's something that it doesn't say there.
I don't know if they talk about it. Yeah, they don't talk about it. The 10% is your co-insurance.
But protection is just the beginning. Smart contractors don't just use AR as a shield. They use it as a strategic tool to win bigger jobs, secure better financing, and make smarter decisions. Win bigger jobs with confidence. I mean, cool graphic, right?
Yep. Not the one I'd come up with, but
yeah,
mine would be stick figures.
Better financing from your bank.
Yeah.
Gain an outsourced world-class credit department. So then, contractor, we're bidding, like, look at that. I put in a message. Contractor, we're bidding $200,000 job with XYZ Corp. Can you cover them? Approved. XYZ Corp has a low risk profile. Proceed with confidence.
There you go. That's named insured.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And that
and look, it put the last stage. The first step is to understand what a policy would look like for your business. There's no cost, no obligation to find out. Contact an expert to get a quote and see how AR insurance can become a core part of your growth strategy. Scott Stone, Allianz Trade, his exact email and his phone number that he gave in the episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Show notes aren't in the YouTube, are they? So they got it from
No, they are. They are. They're in the description. But we should send this to Scott and see what he thinks, right?
Yeah.
So if this has become, Scott, at its core, let's just talk about what happened. Scott sat down for an interview, and now he's got a deck that he can deliver, right?
Yeah.
To a very specific contractor audience.
Did you do a video?
You could do the same thing. I did do a video. I don't know if it's done yet.
It's
still working. It just finished. So let's look at the video.
All right, let's talk about a powerful tool for your business, Receivables Insurance. It's all about protecting your cash flow.
Okay, let me ask you something. You've got your building insured, your vehicles, right?
But what about your accounts receivable? For most U.S. businesses, that's a whopping 40% of their total assets.
And so often that huge asset is left completely uninsured.
It's an explainer video. Yeah, I don't know this solves a pain for many people, but it's pretty cool. And it could be something that you share instead of a memo to whoever, right?
Yeah, I've done some of these and they're really, really good, but I would want to edit them if I were using them.
Yeah.
And I think that's coming because it's already much more than it was, right?
Right.
And by the way, I looked up what that logo is supposed to represent, and it's pretty bad. It's meant to symbolize ideas that are grounded in sources,
Wow.
whatever that means.
Try again.
You've got a really smart programmers that are
Yeah.
really good at logo design.
So
Yeah.
obviously pretty cool, pretty interesting stuff here that you can do, but I hope that it's a great learning tool for your team. Like, for example, you could put in, you can create different assets for your team to learn different concepts. You can create checklists and all sorts of documents based on these things. Yeah, there's just so much that you can get from this closed source. Not only that, I can take this chat window and I can get a link to it that I can share with my team, and they can just chat with it. So just like you said, Martin, if you had your policies or SOPs or whatever, they don't have to go and search for which SOP to follow. They can just say, hey, what step do I do after this? And it answers the question, right? So,
Would you save this as a notebook so upon reopening what people would see?
sure. Yeah, so I'll save this one as receivables, or I'll just put AR insurance
Yeah.
notebook. And then I will go, once I've saved it, I just click back on the logo and it takes me back to my notebooks. And there it is.
So, and you've got a bunch of them already in there.
Yep.
Because this is yours.
Yep, got a bunch
Now
of
just
them.
click on it and we go right back to where we were.
Yeah. Yeah, I created this one for another podcast that I help run. And here is, I mean, we uploaded every single episode they've ever done, right?
Oh, wow.
So it's got a lot there. But we asked it to create an infographic, and we didn't even tell it what to create one for. And the Prospects Gauntlet, and it's for the trade show industry. But yeah, key moments, and shows what happens in a sales process,
Wow.
right? Then we did one that was building the future of events based on a specific episode, I believe, and building the future of the talent crisis in the event industry. And it shows like the crisis and then the modern playbook.
Do you know, and I know you do know, I'm just thinking, having made infographics before, what effort goes into that?
I mean, yeah, you
got to have a designer who does it.
You have to have a designer who's very good at infographics, one, but
Right.
It's not even the design that's the hard part. It's the way of portraying the design to make it applicable to the situation.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you, if they're close and you don't like what it's actually done, you tell it.
Exactly.
And it tries again.
Yeah. So there's a lot of great things in here. I think that it's a tool that you can be using to generate better podcasts for yourself that are geared towards what you need to be doing in the business. Like, yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I'm walking all over you, but I'm just thinking about me out there if I'm listening to this,
Yeah.
Hey, you know where to go. The 9 dots, move down to the weird logo that's white and looks like a bear claw or something like that. Click on it, get that screen, and put something, a file, a video, a picture, put something in that left column.
Yeah.
And start in the middle column at the bottom and ask it a question and just start playing with it.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is, if you screw this up, your computer will explode. So be very careful. Wait, no, that's something else.
No,
nothing
happens.
There's no risk.
There's no risk.
There's nothing. It's about as easy as you could possibly be. And then you begin to understand. I mean, people used to look things up. and I mean, I look a lot of things up out of books and I mark them in yellow and all that. If I could put the book in there and just go, hey, man, what was that main quote about? Well, that 40% accounts receivable, that was a stick from Scott Stone from years ago, that 40% of corporate assets are in receivables and they're not insured.
Yeah.
Never think about not insuring your building, your inventory, your vehicles, liability, but 40% of your assets. That, I could just search, where did I hear that? And anyway,
Yeah.
it's easy. I don't know
Yeah.
if we make it look easy on here, but
I
it's
think
easy.
I want it to be applicable. And if you're recording transcripts of your meetings, it's 100% applicable. There's a lot that you can get out of that. If you are maybe recording customer phone calls, there's a lot that you can get out of it there as well. But let's say, like, for example, I know some of our listeners are using Quo. Quo is previously Open Phone. They rebranded to Quo. They're a sponsor of the episode of our show. If you've been recording your phone calls on Quo, you can take an export of every single phone call and put it in as a text file into NotebookLM. And now you have a searchable tool for all of your phone calls. But that's a way that you can train someone. Hey, how do we respond to customers that say this? And then it's going to show you all the instances that we do that. And then it can even create a SOP essentially for how to handle those types of conversations, or a script essentially, right? It's a great way to use it. That's very practical. But another thing that you can do, and I think this is probably what's most valuable to people if they'll just take the time to do it. They all have a book on their shelf that they want to read, but they just don't have the time. Everybody does. And it may not even be worth your time to read all of the book. What's actually worth it is finding what's applicable to you and your business, and then learning how to do an implementation of that, whatever it is, right? Go find the PDF of the book. It exists somewhere online. You can find it. Put it into a notebook.
Really? That was what I was going to ask. How easy is it to get a PDF
Now,
of it?
it's a little bit harder when you're talking about like a book that was just released, right? But a lot of the books that we need to be implementing in our businesses are not necessarily the newest book, right?
Yeah, the E-Myth.
Yeah, E-Myth is
Foundation of all business
Yeah.
management.
In fact, I know there are people out there that choose not to read books written after the year 2000 in terms of business books that are nonfiction, because it was much harder to get published. It went through a more thorough vetting process, and it was more capital intensive to write a book. And so only good stuff was really published typically. Now, that's not always the case, but higher level of quality before the year 2000. Anyways, take the PDF, put it in there, then generate a audio podcast and make it specific to you. Describe the exact problem and what you're hoping to implement and the status of your team and where you're at, and say, I need a podcast that addresses these problems from this book. And you can have a short podcast that's 7 minutes. You can have a long podcast that's 30 minutes that you can describe how long you want it to be and all that kind of stuff. You can even say exactly what you want it to do. Like, I need it to cover this specific role inside of our company, or this new opportunity that we have inside of our business. And then it will generate.
Far and away, the limits are our imagination.
Exactly.
And your imagination is much greater than, for example, mine, but I learn a lot from it. No, it really is. We were laughing the other day. I'm not sure we're not the only ones, but somebody asked a question, and I said, I don't know. And I go, wait a minute. That is no longer an acceptable answer. It took 4 seconds to find the answer.
Yeah. And I think,
or 8 seconds.
I think if everyone that's listening to this went and did that, they would have a very renewed perspective on AI and on where they can extract value from it. So anyways, those are my exercises.
One thing on AI, just because it's coming up today, but sorry, I always talk about books. Statement of cash flow. People don't understand it, all that kind of stuff. But I had a company's statements of cash flow year end for 5 years. So I was figuring out how to explain what I was looking at to my client. That's why I was doing this. But I took those 5 years and I stuck them in chat, and I said, what should I know? It came back and it said, this business has completely changed. It said specifically 4 things. They use fewer vendors and inventory. They use more reliance on labor and payroll. Their billing moves from shipping-based to milestone-based. Cash collection stretches relative to revenue recognition. What that means is they have been transformed into a service business from a product business. And then it took me through all of the elements of a cash flow statement and say, product-based cash flow statements look like this. Service-based look like this. And they are right. This company has done that. I did not tell chat that it did that. And I don't know how important that is, but it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's incredible.
It didn't just look at a line and say, well, your cash went because you bought a bunch of equipment. It identified, oh, you have changed your business model.
Yeah. That's
why your cash is fluctuating. Oh, and in this case, I know that to be true. I was just flabbergasted, and he may be too when I tell him what I found. But that was really cool. I never even considered using a statement of cash flow to describe a business type. But now that I know that, if somebody is transitioning from product to service, these are some of the things that are going to probably happen to your cash flow. Would he benefit from knowing about that?
Yeah.
A lot of people are going, I don't even know what you're talking about. Well, it's the fact that you're going to need X amount of dollars if you're going to do that. Oh. Yeah. What am I going to do about that? Anyway, pretty cool. It's
very cool. Very cool. All right. Martin, thanks. Hope that people find this episode valuable and that they go and try something. It's a great tool. Go and check it out.
You know, Khalil has got me on all of these things. I may not, I certainly wouldn't be the one to do the podcast, but I use all this stuff. It is blowing me away. It has changed my life.
It's changed mine too. It changed
I
the way
just
I
look
work.
at the things I look up every day. They're just so totally random. Well, how does that work? You know, well, like that logo. What the hell does their logo mean? Well, I wish I hadn't found it because I lost some respect for Google. but anyway, you can just anything.
Yeah,
anything.
It's great,
and it's amazing. So,
yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Martin.
Okay,
appreciate you.
You too.
See ya. You made it to the end of the episode, but before you go, if you found yourself thinking about growing your construction business while listening today, I want to share something with you. It's called our 24 Things to Hiring and Training the Perfect Executive Assistant for Your Construction Business. And it's a free guide that we've created. It's not theory. It's what we actually use to help contractors hire the perfect executive assistant. And really, we help you find ways to delegate over 50% of your current workload and get back 20 hours of your time every single week. You didn't start your construction business to just be doing admin work, to be buried in paperwork and endless admin tasks. This is the guide that shows you exactly how to find and train someone who can actually take all that weight off of your shoulders. So this is a real actionable, great PDF that has templates and processes. It's really, really great. And I want you to check it out, even just to get your feedback and how we can make it even more valuable. But I know that you're gonna love it. The link is in the show notes. Please download it. We'd love to see how much of an impact it makes on you and your business. Thanks for listening to the full episode. Check out the guide. It's free. No reason to hesitate. No reason to wait. Download it now. And before you go, I just want to ask for your gracious subscription to our podcast. So if you have 2 seconds, it means the world to us. Just subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or if you'd like our weekly newsletter delivered to your inbox whenever we release an episode, please subscribe in the show notes. Every week, we're talking about real strategies on how you can grow and build a profitable construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, and more money. Click subscribe wherever you listen to the show, and thank you again for checking out the Cashflow Contractor. See you on the next episode.